Yeah, this might be a little too much for solos right now.
Is that what you're thinking? I was about to ask you. If you want to do some solo circuits, like, I just want to know your opinion on it.
I don't think so.
Okay. All right. Good decision making there. I'm glad. So right now the winds in Brantford are 11 gust 17. Just for future reference there.
I think it's the gust mostly.
It is the gust, right? It's not a crosswind at all.
No.
It's just the gust. The fact that the wind picks up and slows down by like 5 knots makes a big difference, eh?
Yeah.
All right. I'm happy to sit here, get some experience with the gusts. Get yourself very familiar with them, because by the end of your license, you'll be flying solo in this stuff, no problem. But I just want to kind of gradually get you there, right? Mm-hmm. I'm glad you made that call. Good. Yeah, you're fine with the touch and goes here. I don't have any concern there. We'll start doing some soft fields though, because they're pretty much just normal landings, just a bit different. Nice. Try and stay right on that center line if you can.
So what contributes most to that throwing around? Like, is it a difference in the steady wind and the gust speed, or?
There is a bit of a difference, yeah. Like the gusts, if you look at the windsocks, you'll notice, like, you know, you can see when it gusts, like the wind speed picks up. Your airspeed fluctuates back and forth, and the lift being produced over the wings fluctuates as well. So it's very very unstable. All right, so we got 10 degrees of flaps in, soft field takeoff. You ready to go? Mm-hmm. So you can just bring the control column all the way back. I'll like kind of help you through this. You can apply full power. Yep. Now just keep the nose right there. Yeah, right there, perfect. And it's going to lift off the ground at some point. When it does, just pitch the plane down just gently, right down, so that we're flying straight and level over the runway. Once we're up on our climb speed there, 70 knots, normal climb out from there. Any questions about that takeoff there? Comments, anything like that?
Not really, I mean,
okay.
You just lift off, get the speed up, and then climb.
Yep, exactly. Get those flaps up too. Okay. Yeah, as you know from ground school, when you produce lift, you also produce drag, but when you're close to the ground, that induced drag, due to the wingtip vortices, it gets reduced a little bit. So you're not producing as much drag as you are lift, as in normal flight. And that's why we lift off at such a low speed. So for the soft field landing, yeah, what we're going to do is we're just going to fly normal approach. Ideally, 20 degrees of flaps. You can do more than that or less than that, but I like 20 personally, because it gives us a good balance of, we get flying pretty slow, but not too much drag like 30 does. So we're going to go for 20 degrees of flaps on the approach. You can get 10 on base and 20, late base into final, something like that. And then just your normal approach speed, in this case about 65 knots with the gusts. And then just aim to fly, a decently low approach, because we're going to float a lot when we flare with power. We're going to keep the power around 13 to 1400 RPM when we touch down.
Traffic engine Lima is turning left base runway 29.
And we're keeping that power in so that we touch down at a very, very low airspeed, and we touch down really smoothly. Again, if we were landing on grass or dirt or gravel, anything like that, this is the kind of landing that we'd want to use. Because we're protecting that nose gear, the part of the plane that's going to flip us over. Should anything happen, we're also flying, when we touch the ground, very, very slowly, so we're making a soft contact with the ground.
We want to come into this with some power?
Yep. Yeah, just use as much power as we need to get to the runway, but once we would usually bring that power back to idle, we're just going to keep the power rather at about 13 or 1400. So if we need to, we can bring the power lower as to get decently low on the approach, but once we're about here, just bump the power up just a little bit, and then you can take your hand right off of it. We're just going to fly the airplane onto the ground just like this. Hold it off. Hold it off. Hold it off as long as you possibly can. Good, and then bring that power back to idle. Hold that hold the control column all the way back. And once the nose wheel is down, all the way back. That's how you'd land on grass. Yeah, we can spin ourselves around and we'll taxi back. Also, when you're maneuvering on grass surfaces, avoid stopping the airplane completely. Taxi all the time with that control, with the controls all the way back. Right there, that's where you want to be. Good. And pitch down, accelerate ground effect. Once we have our climb speed, then we can climb out. Very good. That's a fine balance between getting the nose wheel off the ground and not putting the tail on the ground. Just for something to be aware of, the Transport Canada flight test standards are for a Softfield landing on the private flight test is that you touch down on the center line, that you touch down back wheels first, holding off the nose wheel as long as possible with the use of elevator and power, and that we touch down within the first 1/3 of the runway. So that's not too bad when you're using 05 and 23, but take a look at where like 29 is, where the first third would be.
That would be before the taxiway, I think.
Yeah, pretty much, yeah, right at that taxiway more or less. So we don't have a lot of room there, considering we're landing with power to touch down, eh? So what we want to do is aim to be flaring like right over the beginning of the runway, so that we touch down within that first third. Because, you go for it.
For traffic gauge, Julian was turning left base runway 29, stop and goes with the backtrack.
The last landing that we did, we were actually past the midpoint of the runway before we touched down. Just because you float forever with that power in, right? This is looking really good. Yeah, keep your approach decently low and try and touch down. Try and aim to be flaring right over the runway, right over really runway 23. And we'll touch down in that first third. This is looking really good. Just bring a little bit more power out. We'll get nice and low on this descent. Good, yeah, we're clear of the obstacle. So now we got the power set about 1300 RPM there, just leave it. We'll just transition right into the flare from here.
Oh, that was too hard.
That's alright, just keep that nose wheel off. Try and get right on the center line too, it'll be for a bit. Yeah, keep pulling back, pulling back. Good. That was good though, your approach is perfect. You were coming in nice and low over that. We did touch down within the first third. It was hard, yeah. But we did touch down within the first third. Ideally, just try and work on getting right on that center line too. Be precise with that. Good, that nose wheel's off. Good, now pitch down, accelerate ground effect. Good, nicely done. But this is looking great. Try this, we got about 1250 right here. This will be a slightly lower power setting. This will work out nicely though. Yep, just keep holding it off, yep, good. Now see, we could pretty much taxi like this with the power on and the elevator all the way back, like just add some power. Add a bit of power here. There we go. We could pretty much taxi like this, eh? And that's the idea when you're operating on a soft surface. Right there, that's where you want it. Accelerating ground effect, this is looking beautiful. Good. That's pretty impressive. Good job.
I honestly don't have to do a lot of work at the end there because it seems that once it gets up to speed, it naturally starts climbing.
Yep, absolutely. Wait till we do short fields. You gotta like yank it off the ground. In the 152s, it feels like you're going vertical.
Timer mark, master, I'm making a smooth on temperature pressure. Repeat.
Light snow, 3,600 overcast, temperature -6, dew point -11, altimeter 3038. Approach RNAV, runway 32. arriving and departing, runway 32, runway surface conditions.
No, I don't want to know about your runway surface conditions.
What airport was that for?
Well, that's Kitchener. Once they recycle
You have
it.
information Sierra.
Oh, here we go. We'll see what the winds are.
Waterloo Regional Airport, information Sierra, weather at 2200 Zulu, automated observation, wind 280 at 17, gusting 23,
There you go.
visibility
17 gust 23.
For traffic, Yankee Joe Lima is left base runway 29 full stop.
Great. Alright, you can plan to make this one the smoothest landing of the day. No pressure. And keep that nose wheel off all the way until we roll out down to the end of the runway where we backtrack 35 and 17.
I always do that with a little bit of power, would I?
Exactly, yep, keep that power in a little bit. So if we touch down with 1200, just keep it at 1200 all the way down. Kind of have to use your peripheral vision to taxi.
Tall tree.
Yeah, for sure, use the power that you need to get us past these obstacles. There's a couple of good trees right here too. Bring that power back a little bit more. Go there, just... Yep, good.
No.
That's alright, hold it off, hold it off. It sucked. Now you're landing, but the wind gust. We were coming in, it looked so good there. And then the wind just dropped out under us.
That's wind for you.
Yeah. If you're quick enough on it, you can get some power in there and recover, but other than that, there's not much you can do. I'm glad you were happy to make this a dual flight. Honestly, like, I haven't touched the controls since I sat in this plane, so, like, you're perfectly fine going out in this kind of weather. It's just, ideally want to go into it. Just kind of
didn't really want to.
Yeah. I know, that's a good call to make.
Alright, let's go right. Yeah, straight back.